Today marks the return of our beloved Fiji water bottle. This time, instead of supercooling, we're creating Superfoam. If you're curious how this experiment works and how to try it yourself, then just keep watching. Today we will be making elephant toothpaste. But don't be fooled, this isn't actually toothpaste. It just looks that way because of the foamy texture and colors. And the foam itself is big enough for, say, an elephant. The reaction that forms elephant toothpaste is the breakdown of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen gas. This reaction does occur naturally over time, but it happens very slowly, so what we like to do is add a catalyst, which will speed up the reaction. Our catalyst in this scenario is yeast.
Yes, so Catalase ends in ASE, so yes, it is an enzyme, and that specific enzyme is going to break hydrogen peroxide down into water and oxygen. It's really there for like detoxification purposes. So like your liver has high levels of catalase to help keep your body from reaching like high toxic levels. But yeast also has the catalase enzyme. And so by having the yeast exposed to the hydrogen peroxide, when you pour it in, it bubbles up because you can see this. That's literally the splitting reaction of the water falling behind and the oxygen bubbles being produced.
So we add the catalase enzyme, which is contained in yeast, and in the picture it's shown in green. This enzyme will speed up our reaction and we'll get the foamy result that we're looking for. For this experiment, you're going to need a plastic bottle of any kind, hydrogen peroxide at 3% concentration, liquid dish soap, measuring cups and spoons, food coloring, dry yeast, and safety goggles to prevent hydrogen peroxide from getting into your eyes, as well as a tray to catch the foam. First thing you want to do is add half a cup of hydrogen peroxide into the bottle. A supervising dog is optional. Next, add a large squirt of dish soap. There's a good reason why we added dish soap to this reaction. Otherwise, the oxygen gas would be able to escape, but the dish soap increases the surface tension so that it will form a foam instead of a bunch of bubbles. The next thing that I did was I took a measuring cup and I added 1 tablespoon of yeast and 3 tablespoons of warm water. You can stir those together for 30 seconds. The last thing I did was add some food coloring. I ended up pouring too much, so it kind of just got messy, but you can do a design, so if you want to do stripes of food coloring along the sides, then you can make it really look like toothpaste.
Hydrogen peroxide to really allow those enzymes to function at their highest level, you need to make sure that you have the right ratio of yeast to hydrogen peroxide in terms of like concentration. And you don't want to have too much dish soap, because what happens with the dish soap is it creates an increased layer of surface tension. And so if you have too much soap, the reaction will kind of get trapped. All those gas bubbles, it won't rise as well. Again, you would have to just experiment. Well, that's what science is, right? You just keep experimenting and until you get the best results.
And that's pretty much it. So you're just going to take your yeast mixture and pour it into the hydrogen peroxide. Make sure you step back and let the reaction happen.